Pleiadian Funny series. This is about 9 years old now, and it's tongue-in-cheek. The first two are with my friend Mr. X, growing up with. I lived next door to him from the time I was 4 years old till I was 18. We did a pretty good job on this, I thought. It was totally impromptu, and you have to have that kind of weird sense of humor. And then it ends after the first two with just me giving a quick synopsis on a warning that I received, a dire warning from the tobacco gods and the cigarette souls about what was going on with this radical anti-smoking movement sweeping the country. But all in all, it's about 37 minutes long for all three combined. Pretty quick, really, for three different. A lot in a half hour, basically. So sit back, relax, enjoy. And yeah, it's one of the things you'll find funny or stupid, but depending on your sense of humor. But here we go, and away we go with it.
Good afternoon. This is Larry Locken with the Pleiadian Light Grid Project. I'd like to talk to you guys about something really serious today that's very important to me spiritually, and maybe even I might get into a meditation showing my appreciation for the subject that I am going to talk about. I'm going to talk about tobacco and my love for tobacco. Tobacco. I love tobacco. And Mr. X is even chiming in the background about how much he loves tobacco. What is it about tobacco that you love?
I love tobacco. Tobacco's my favorite fucking shit, dude.
What is it that's just so great about it?
Well, the thing I like most about tobacco is that, you can smoke the shit and don't get you high. That's probably the best thing that I can do.
Exactly. I mean, you still got the same health, but it's that
your clothes smell good.
Wonderful.
Ashes, cigarette butts,
your hair.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's just, your teeth, makes your teeth glow white. It's
I
really,
noticed that.
it's really good for your breath. And, a lot of people like it socially out in the world. So yeah, that's pretty much, Plus, I love just having that pack of cigarettes in my arm.
I usually have them. I feel so cool. The thing is, I feel so cool with one in my hand.
Me too.
I love just having so cool.
I love it just having it. I can always have my lighter and my,
one thing I used to always get jealous of and look so cool is when you're driving down the road, you see a fellow soul driving down the road and they got a cigarette attached straight out of their mouth and they're driving along and they got a big long cigarette coming out of their mouth. I used to get so jealous I wanted to do that.
Yeah, it just looks cool.
It does. I mean, it's the coolest thing.
Cool. You're just not going to fit in unless you got a cigarette with a big old ash about ready to fall on your fucking lap.
And do you think that we don't express the greatness enough for cleansing us in the mornings when we get up, per se? I mean, it cleanses our lungs as we cough up that flame of love.
It feels good,
People
drag that cigarette.
And hearing it kind of oozing around your lungs.
The other thing about it is that it's worth the money. It really is. It may be a little bit expensive, but hey, it's so worth it.
It's more worth it than anything. In fact, if they doubled the price, even it'd be worth it. I mean, I don't want to get out there.
I say whatever.
I would too.
I'd pay $100 for a pack if I had to.
I'd go on the black market. I mean, I'd do whatever I had to do to get my tobacco.
In fact, I can't believe it's so cheap as it is.
I know. How can they afford to practically give it away?
Chicks dig it too. They just,
especially
the non-smoking ones. They think, my old man, look at him smoke that cigarette with style and class.
They do, and what's really easy is going out on a date that night if you're rolling cigarettes all day, your fingernails. Make sure you don't wash them in the shower.
Look at that 18 stain.
Look at that. Look at this. Under your fingernails. It looks awesome. And Mr. X was he's on another current assignment for the Light Group. He wanted to chime in before I think it's really, that just proves I wasn't sure I was going to do this, but I think Mr. X gave me the motivation that it's really worth it to do, to show the appreciation for tobacco, especially the fact that I got to ask Mr. X, isn't it nice that the companies are willing to roll the cigarettes for us and give us filters and nicotine?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I don't have to chew. If it wasn't for that, Scotty, I'd have to chew. Mr. X, I'd have to chew nicotine gum. I know. And nothing like a tailor-made. And I'd have to chew Nicorette if it wasn't, if I had to just smoke, naturally grown tobacco, but the companies are nice enough to spray for us. So I love it. I do too. I love having one in my hand all the time. In fact, they don't make them long enough. Yeah, the only complaint I have is they don't make them long enough. They should make them they should have close to a foot long cigarettes so you can just sit there and hold it in your hand and have to worry about it. You know what I mean? For a while. So you get one. I like getting one lit. Well, see, that's just the deal for my loved ones. I know, and I do. After every cigarette, I quit until I light up another one. And I start again out of love for those around me so that I can quit again for them. So I can have the joy quit.
You're supporting, the whole cause. You're down with the cause.
You really are. So it's really a no-lose situation because basically you're giving that, and plus you're giving loved ones that joy over and over again of quitting every time you die one out. If you didn't light up another one, you couldn't quit again. And you couldn't recapture that joy. But which even leads me more. I think that maybe what we'll do on today's show is maybe kind of summon the tobacco spirits. I've got this really lovely double cigarette here that I put together from the Camel Corporation. Two of their lovely cigarettes. And as we know, they've been a really lovely supporter of health and human causes and helping to enlighten people with the spirit, possibilities of tobacco. It's just so overwhelming. I even lost my train of thought. And I think what we'll do is we'll let that air from the Oregon coast. Too bad we didn't have a little Los Angeles air in here to cleanse us, but the Oregon coast air will do. And as we go to the tobacco, we look at it and we get prepared to light, and we'll see what happens. This could be a very spiritual moment for us all. Wow, I took that drag of tobacco and I feel completely sober. I know I'm getting some of the health risks, but it's worth it. I'm getting all the health risks of any other drug out there, but the good news, I'm not getting any high or false pleasure from it. No false pleasure. Just pure oneness in my lungs and that feeling. But as it does, it makes me think too, all that is grand and been given to us. And as they surround their love right now, the tobacco gods, the cigarette gods have even came along for this trip. And now the tobacco gods subside to the cigarette gods. The cigarette gods that ensured that the consciousness was here on the earth so that companies could roll the tobacco and put nicotine, give us that wonderful, wonderful gift of the pure creator himself giving that nicotine to help us through our day. Help us stay in touch with spirit. Stay in touch with the spirit. Stay in touch with the tobacco. All of the tobacco gods are here. And as I show my greatness to the tobacco gods, I raise the cigarette up to them. I raise the cigarette high above my head and let an ash drop. And then, as I raise it to my mouth, we take the drag of the cigarette from the tobacco gods. And, by the way, the cigarette gods. As I let the loving components of the tobacco smoke fill up my lungs, I'm reminded again of the love that's starting to embrace me, embrace my whole body, that tingle in my chest. Oh wait, hold up, just a cough. That tingle that's going through my body. Oh, the love from the tobacco gods. God, just they did this for us. They brought this tobacco here for us. And to show us their love again, they brought the nicotine for us. And the consciousness to make these wonderful things. And I just would like to tell the tobacco
the cigarette gods and anything responsible for bringing us nicotine or rolled cigarettes and Camel and Marlboro and gosh, and all of them, RJ Reynolds, there's just so many great tobacco companies to name. I'm even going to give a shout out to our brothers and sisters that did smokeless tobacco, to Skull Bandit and Skull and Copenhagen and Wintergreen, and it could go on of the lovely, lovely companies that have helped bring this to humanity over time. And not only that, bring it to humanity, but bless us with the nicotine. Blessing us with that final component to bring it to us. Gosh, as I just wrap it up, I love it. I'm so grateful to the tobacco gods, and I'm so grateful to the cigarette collective of the cigarette gods. Oh, gosh, I can't even. Just please, please, people, I implore people before we go, I implore people, please take some time out. Even if you don't smoke, if you don't, well, you really should. It's sad, you really should start, but you're gonna, you don't want to raise your vibrations, so fine. Be a gloomy little dusty wussy. I just like to say to please show some appreciation for these lovely entities that bring us this to earth, please. And an extra special kind of shout out and thought in your mind to those entities who brought us nicotine. And with that, the Tobacco Collective will depart at this time.
Rockin' Larry Lockin' back with the Palladian Light Grid Project. Earlier today we had a really, really good little 10-minute short here about the tobacco gods and our appreciation for tobacco. And Mr. X had unexpectedly popped in, and of course he was, like I had mentioned in that show, working on another assignment for the Light Grid. And well, that, lo and behold, that assignment is finished. He was doing some research on even further the great effects of tobacco in our society. And it really seems like we've been duped. I mean, these cigarettes really are a wonderful thing, aren't they? Why don't you, I know you were talking about what a great thing they've been in your life and what you're finding out around.
Oh, well, yeah, it's just, the benefits are just unbelievably, it's phenomenal, all the benefits from smoking cigarettes and tobacco, yeah.
What did you say your life? I mean, how you were saying how great it's made your life? And
well, yeah, there's, well, for one, I'm never bored, I always got a cigarette in my hand, puffing away, so I always got something to do.
no idle time to get devilish thoughts or...
There's no real on board, because I'm always worried about where my cigarettes and my lighter and shit is.
Right.
So, I always got to keep me occupied.
It does. Would you say you might have went down, you were talking earlier about how it really just didn't make you good on that right path in life? Having cigarettes to guide you, kind of?
It just calms and soothes, a person's, whole thing.
Their nerves, it really just soothes them.
You can just sit there and gather your thoughts, puffing on a cigarette, and, it really helps people think, it clears your mind, it cleanses your lungs.
Well, I'm glad I started because, the one thing about this is I'm glad I started because, they calm my nerves, and I wouldn't have had a nerve problem to calm without cigarettes, so I'm glad that I started smoking cigarettes to calm them.
Well, see, there you go.
It's wonderful, and I just think that people ought to keep an open mind and maybe start smoking, because think about it, if you're going to go out, what are you going to go do? You go take a break and work outside?
Well, besides all that, these are great points. But the thing that most, and a lot of people blame coughing and stuff on cigarettes. That's not from cigarettes, but
Right.
They smell. They just taste great. They
I
taste
hear
so
that.
good. All the different flavors. I mean, your breath. If you're a single guy out there, smoking is the only way.
It's a must, isn't it?
It's a chick magnet. Girls love it, especially the girls that don't smoke, the non-smoking females. Chicks just dig it. A guy looking all cool, puffing on a cigarette.
Bad boy.
Oh, bad boy. you know.
Plus, if they don't smoke, they can smell it, and it's wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a magnet.
Oh, yeah. Just chicks dig it. You know, not smelling it on your breath and your clothes and stuff. Yeah, oh, for sure.
I mean, it sounds to me like even the most unconfident, nerdy guy, that's 2/3 of his battle right there, the smoking, because he could, the look, he'll be obviously cool as hell.
You know, your car and everything. You know, your car will smell really, you know, just wonderful.
And it stays.
Oh, yeah, it does. And it's just great. You know, it's just.
It is cool. And how about an ashtray full of, I mean, what is cooler than an ashtray full of butts?
Nothing.
There ain't much, especially in a hot car.
The thing about an ashtray full of cigarette butts is you can take those cigarette butts and you can recycle the tobacco out. You know, and you can smoke that stuff in a pipe, and it's even better because it's concentrated.
You're getting that tobacco.
Well, you're getting the nicotine, but it's resonated nicotine. So it's twice as strong. So, you know, there's a helpful hint for those of you that really haven't really thought about that, you know.
Well, think the tobacco guys in the company for this nicotine.
You know, it's not the whole point of, you know, getting more, having more, or, you know, it's the whole point of getting that double dosage out of it, you know. When you recycle your cigarette butts. It's a real good thing. You all should try it. You'll see what I mean.
It's great. You can roll it.
You'll see the results.
You will see the results. I mean, I think that today you were even saying that it even makes that every day is a better day now for you than smoking. I mean, it never ends.
It's almost like pure oxygen. It just I feel clean. Every puff I take just cleanses me. You know, it feels like.
Well, who knows where you would have been?
Breathe, you know. It just feels real good.
You might not be sitting here today without cigarettes.
I know it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's really done a lot of great things in my life for me.
Do you think that we take them for granted? I mean, it's something that we need to be conscious of? Even, maybe yourself you might find it.
Well, it would be mandatory that, you know, all the children would be puffing on cigarettes, you know.
I agree with that. And I think it's worthy of a national holiday, to be honest with me.
I would love to shake the man's hand that ever found out, you know, about the tobacco leaf.
Well, and putting also then processed through a company and spraying the nicotine, they do that for us.
Oh man, I know. And you know what? They don't even try. They sell it so cheap.
Bag of cigarettes.
They're such kind companies. These companies.
I feel like I'm ripping them off.
You know, I know that they sell it to us so cheap that, you know, to where everybody can afford it. And, you know, it's just a great thing.
Never raise the prices.
Really care about people.
I don't know how they stay in business. They do, and you know, like Marlboro and Camel and fucking Philip Morris, they're really all great organizations, aren't they?
It's almost, they might flexed.
I just think
I mean, that ain't shit.
That ain't nothing. I mean, they're not making nothing. They had to raise it.
$100 a pack if I had to, no problem.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you have to, because I don't know how they're managing to stay in business.
You know, another thing about the whole the chick bandit thing, you know, the chicks really dig the nicotine stains on your fingers. You know, when your fingers get nicotine on them.
You can little dirt underneath.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They just love that shit.
When you lay your hands up there to table at dinner even, that's what you do.
So, you know, again, single fellas, if you want to, you know,
pick up on the women.
Help finding a girl, just whip out that cigarette, just let it hang from your lips.
It'll look really good in your 90s style. In your car.
And they love it when you talk to them when the cigarette's hanging out of your mouth.
Make sure it's you're driving and hanging out of your lip. Make sure they love it when you're driving and hanging out of your lip and you're getting boisterous.
Skill and style.
Fuck yeah, they'll listen to you. And you know, there's nothing cooler than in your 1971 Pinot having it. It smells like that delicious flavor, and you got that ashtray. God, you got that ashtray. It's amazing. And I'd almost recommend the guys don't smoke in an ashtray with butts in it, just so it looks cool. So maybe have one smoked in your car a couple times to get that smell.
For sure.
I mean, it's just really important. Back to the kids again. You know, the little holiday goodies that they get from school to go away. Why don't they have packs of cigarettes in them anymore?
I mean, I don't understand that. You know, on every Halloween I give the children cigarettes.
Yeah, you do. And they're very grateful for it.
Free tobacco. You know, it's just. I try to show them love, you know, as much as I can.
That's why you get the most trick-or-treaters. Man, they come to your house every year, man.
You know.
And you have them ready, too.
I always just like helping out the public and
helping
people out, you know.
Because if you get the kids started early, their consciousness rises, and they don't have these troubles in life, right?
Well,
they're occupied.
Well, you know, then sitting around bored.
Idle time.
Yeah.
I mean,
You ever had somebody just say, hey, buddy, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just killing time. Well, you know, if you could smoke a cigarette, you'd be killing time.
He wasn't killing it. It takes a lot of time, dude, because it really does. It occupies that. It just, I don't even think we understand the full effects of the greatness. Because there's so many little levels of greatness with it.
It is, really. It's clean, you know. I mean, your clothes, you know, it's real clean. You know, it's just,
You realize how many lives you could have saved, you know, all the trick-or-treaters that you've given cigarettes and shit in. Think about the lives, constant lives you could have saved down the road. It might save little Johnny from taking up a life of crime, or little Johnny.
It's better to smoke cigarettes than do drugs.
It really is.
It's not a gateway drug, and they're people.
No, because you can smoke all you want and not get high, can't you? You can pay as much money.
No,
as
that's
smoke.
another thing about it. That's the thing I love most about tobacco. Is that you smoke it. It doesn't get you high. You know, that's the thing about it. It's just so good.
That's a safe feeling, you know, that is a safe feeling, because you can smoke 2 packs a day, 3, and you ain't getting high. You ain't getting high at all.
Drug.
No, fuck no, you quit anytime you want.
Keeps you level headed.
Yeah, you quit, you do quit. You quit right, and you quit all the time.
There ain't nothing like a cup of coffee and a cigarette, you know.
Nothing like it. There is nothing. A couple cigarettes.
You know, drugs, I don't know about that stuff, but cigarettes,
They just look so cool.
they clean
Well, he may know a
clear
little.
your head, and, you know, you can actually just sit there and gather your thoughts, you know. You know, it helps you come up with ideas when you're just puffing away.
Yeah, and even when you're driving and puffing away, having a hand.
You know that stain on your teeth.
Yeah,
that's
beautiful.
Oh man, you know.
Oh, the chicks dig it.
I just can't believe, you know, that it's so many great benefits from it.
You mentioned the guys going out on dates with the ladies. Shoot, I would encourage them, you know, to show their hands a lot too. Put them out on the table during dinner, because they love that. The girls, I mean, they're just little tips.
I mean, you know, I sure do. You know, when people ask, hey, you got a cigarette? You got a cigarette? Hey, got a cigarette? I just give them a whole pack.
Yeah.
I say, here, go pass them around.
Really spread the love.
Yeah.
Pay it forward. Pay it consciousness forward, because that cigarette that you give today could create the next doctor or scientist tomorrow that could come up with a cure. Instead of having little Johnny be a criminal.
True.
It really is.
Yeah, my kids, they just smoke at home. You know,
Oh, bless their hearts.
Yeah,
Bless their heart.
they do it at home, and you know.
And don't you find their grades have gotten better too?
Oh yeah, I mean, my kids' attitudes are just
They're calm.
they just are just wonderful. I'd say there's just the biggest difference in their grades and their attitudes.
Oh, it's wonderful over at the Access. I noticed too that when you're over there too, it don't matter, you might be in the den, might be in one of the rooms, and there's usually an ashtray with a cigarette in the burning.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've noticed
You know, when we go to stores and stuff, my children, they know what to do. They run up to the ashtrays and they grab all the cigarette butts because, you know, it's recycle time.
Exactly. Exactly. So you're doing your part with that too.
Well, I love that.
Teaching the
Designated nicotine. I love puffing on that fucking.
What an amazing role model.
Just getting that great big fat hit off that tobacco pipe.
But the main thing is you're teaching is recycling. And the earth, and think of what you're, you know,
it's just all around just good thing. You know, everybody wins.
Look at the horror that could have been caused just by you not smoking. None of these great things would have happened with the kids doing what they're doing.
It's just fun.
I mean, think of the horrors that could have been.
Oh shit! I'm running out of time here.
Without the tobacco.
Shit. Mr. Rock and Larry Long, I'm running out of time.
I know.
I hate to go.
Yeah, you have to go. I think one last question.
I gotta find my cigarettes.
We do have one last question though for you before you do go. I know you've got to find out what would really. Just think of how terrible your life would have been without it.
Oh, it's just been boring as hell.
It could have been worse.
Boring as hell. I would have never met my long love wife, Elma.
Right.
She's been just. You know,
a little Jethro Leroy, Scotty Jr. doing it too.
If I wouldn't have been smoking, I'd have never met her.
Never.
So, you know, I think my marriage, you know, I have tobacco to thank for my marriage, my wonderful kids, everything. So yeah,
That's just beautiful. It never ends. And Mr. Rex, we know you need to find your lighter and cigarettes.
yeah.
And thank God that you're occupied with that.
Well, yeah. I'm not going to be late because I got to find my lighter and I know where I have to go.
Okay.
So it's been a pleasure.
Yes, and I'm glad you're occupied. Yes, thank you.
And thank you for having me.
Give much love to the family.
Much love to everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me here. And
Consider smoking.
hey, everybody out there, why don't you go out there and get yourself back cigarettes? Stop smoking. You know, you'll notice it'll change your life for the better.
It will, and you'll give some love to Marlboro. And well, thank you, Mr. X.
All right.
Yeah.
Catch you later.
Well, all right. I know you got to get back to the cigarette ship. But you know, we want to really think again. I don't think I think enough even the last show. You know, people like Philip Morris and R.J. Reynolds and Marlboro. The old Marlboro man. God, he just felt so macho having a cigarette. I love it. So great for generations. Anyway, the cancer that he died from had nothing to do with cigarettes. It had nothing to do with tobacco, and coughing is not related to smoking cigarettes. I don't care what people said, and cancer definitely is not. That's one of the biggest lies and conspiracy theory farces that have ever lived. Tobacco is really, really good for you, and like you just heard a testimonial from Mr. X, and that's just one testimonial. And look at all the great things that tobacco brought to his life. It's just so amazing that we take tobacco for granted. We take our nicotine for granted, and we don't have enough of it in society. We're shunning people that smoke and trying to get them out of buildings. We need more smoking in buildings. We need to bring back smoking in grocery stores. When I was a kid, you could smoke in grocery stores. We need to bring back smoking everywhere. We need to not only have smoking section again in restaurants, we need to get rid of the non-smoking sections. I mean, smoking is a way to, it's life. It's a way to, a gateway to a freedom, to a coolness, to a hipness, to an image. And that image is of all that is good, all that is creation. And Camel cigarettes, Marlboro, like I said, even like I gave a shout out in my show to the chew companies, Wintergreen, Skoal, Copenhagen, the big pouch tobaccos like Levi Garrett and whatnot, Red Man, all that stuff. It's so great that they're all out there and competing with each other. And I just know that for generations to come, they will continue to make this wonderful product. And, and I'm hoping too that as the years go on, they keep increasing that nicotine. You gotta love that nicotine. That nicotine is wonderful. It's like a great drug. You're completely hooked on, right? You're so hooked, you need it and have to have it all the time. And you get none of the false pleasure from it. We don't want any of that false pleasure that alcohol or drugs may cause. We can't have that. We don't want that. We want to smoke, but we don't. We want to stay in our right conscious mind. In fact, again, like I did on the last show, I'm going to go ahead and as I take this drag of this celestial gift, this cigarette from the Camel Company, my thoughts turn towards consciousness and love. And how I'm holding the key to unite everybody in one good health. That's another thing. These tobacco companies have done so much for the health of the world. They're so caring about the human cause and so loving. And it's just been wonderful. It's been wonderful hearing Mr. X's testimonial. And, I would just encourage everybody out there, kids, pick up a cigarette. Dole them out to your kids. They'll appreciate it. It'll help calm them down. It'll give them something to be nervous about so they can have something they need to calm their nerves. It's the perfect solution. And with that, I think I'm going to bid everybody much love. And gosh, I just love those tobacco gods again. And that cigarette collective and the nicotine group, the nicotine collective of souls. Oh, tobacco gods, what would we do without you? You have saved Earth. You saved us. You saved us. Please help stay around and fight off the scourge trying to wipe out your presence here. We need more of you. We need you to be in shopping malls. We need you to be in grocery stores, schools, libraries, everywhere. They should have an ashtray on the table, lunchrooms at high schools.
I just could go on and on and on, but we love you, tobacco gods. And with that, we will say goodbye.
Pleiadian Light Grid Special Report. I'm Larry Locken. As some of you may know, we've been reporting on our love and our appreciation in a few shows we've done lately about the tobacco gods. We've done meditations in honor of the tobacco gods. We've praised the tobacco gods. We've talked about our love for tobacco. And the tobacco gods have shared their love with us and shared their energy with us. But I'm afraid at this hour, ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid that the tobacco gods are a little bit disappointed in us. They're disappointed in us Americans especially. They're really disappointed because we've become a nation that has become anti-smoking. We have become a nation that has become against the powers of nicotine and the powers of tobacco and the greatness and the power and the beautiful aroma and disease-carrying essence it spreads when you're allowed to smoke it indoors in restaurants per se. It's been a slow movement. It's been a slow movement by the anti-tobaccoers. A movement, an agenda that is trying to take over the world as we know it. These non-smoking agenda movement, tobaccoers, non-tobaccoers, are really the hidden secret reason that nobody talks about for the moral decay in America and wiping out the middle class in America. Not being able to smoke anymore in grocery stores and in department stores and even have a smoking section in a restaurant, much less we know that it is their constitutional right to be able to smoke anywhere they are. Anywhere. As long as they're not burning anybody with that cigarette, they have the right. Nobody has the right not to. And that beautiful aroma, that smoke, people should have it in their house just to simulate. But ladies and gentlemen, the tobacco gods are really disappointing us, and they are urging everybody. The tobacco gods want you to get up, get out there, get petitions going. We need to not only get rid of non-smoking sections, we need to not only reinstall smoking in all restaurants everywhere, in all places. We need to completely get rid of non-smoking sections. Non-smoking sections, I don't care whether they're in casinos, restaurants, bars, any place you go, a non-smoking section is unconstitutional. It is, and we also want to get a petition going to make sure that we can start smoking in the library, because ladies and gentlemen, the tobacco gods and the cigarette collective, they showed me a really bleak picture how this non-smoking tobacco or anti-tobacco or non-smoking agenda, whatever you want to call these radicals, these radical people that have tried to have taken away our rights, our creator-given rights to smoke tobacco, to puff and puff and puff and huff and puff. And if we blow your house down, well, we're sorry. We had to smoke. We had to smoke. And we love our cigarettes. And the tobacco gods, ladies and gentlemen, just wanted to say that people better get out there and start signing these petitions. Call your senators, call your congressmen, write to your local representatives, call your mayor, call City Hall, call your friends, call your neighbors, call Betty, call Dave, call Lou, call Bob. Please, I urge you, everybody, get out there for the tobacco gods and the cigarette collective before they're even disappointed anymore. We don't want to let them down. We don't want to let them down. I urge you, reinstate smoking in all grocery stores, department stores. It doesn't matter. Throw your butts on the floor. That'll just be more help, better for the economy. We can hire more, get somebody a job to clean those up at the end of the day. The cigarette butts alone, but get out there. Come on, Bob, Paul, John, Mary, get out there. Please, we need you to get out there. Now get out there, you idiots. Get out there. Get out there and call. Get out there and call your representatives to do something before the tobacco gods really get mad and get their feelings hurt. Please, we beg of you. No, get out there and do it. Get out there and call. And ask that we have smoking rights reinstalled everywhere and included in everywhere. There's nowhere inside anywhere you should be able to go and not be able to smoke a cigarette. Nowhere. Anywhere should have to bend for that. So, ladies and gentlemen, embrace. The tobacco gods want to remind you again to embrace the smoke. They wanted me to light
worse here. Of course, we only do it the natural way here. Like I said before, we take and rub rub two sticks together like in nature. Oh, see here. Here, give me that. The tobacco gods love you. The tobacco gods have your best interest at heart. The tobacco gods want to see you flourish and nourish and grow and smoke as much tobacco as you possibly can. And stay away from that false high that other green-like substances that grow at. You don't want to smoke that stuff. That stuff called cannabis is very bad, terrible gateway drug. And plus, it gets you that false pleasure. With tobacco, you can smoke as much as you want and nothing. And the tobacco gods want to remind you again, it isn't urgent. It is urgent. That's why we broke in with this special lightweight report. The tobacco gods are going to be watching the cigarette collective, the cigarette soul collective, the stage you're watching from the etheric level. And nicotine souls are all around watching humanity to see if they make the right move here, especially in the United States and in Western countries where there are a lot of smoking laws now, and we want that to go away. And we must once and for all abolish the minimum age to buy cigarettes. It should not matter. If you've got the money and walk up to a counter and ask for a pack, you should be able to buy a pack. In fact, we need vending machines of them, schools, colleges, cafeterias. We urge you, call your politicians again, call your representatives, call your senators, call your congressmen, call the mayor, call the governor, call the president, call Congress, call Mary, call Bob, call Fred, call Jim, call Dave, call Tom, call Dick, call Sue, call Ellen, call everybody. Get them out there. Get them out there. Get the cigarette machines out there. Get them out there. Exactly. And we should be happy to the tobacco gods for giving us this for dirt cheap. The poor tobacco companies, like we stated, are broke. They make no money. I don't know how Philip Morris and legends like that and Marlboro and Camel could stay in business. It's a shame. Get out there, you people. The least you can do is get rid of these ridiculous laws. Abolish the minimum smoking age. Abolish prohibiting smoking anywhere. There's nowhere in the atmosphere of Earth you should be able to walk and not be able to sit there and puff and puff and puff on a cigarette you're liking. And with that, well, just remember the tobacco collectors will be watching. And this is Larry Locken. This has been a special report on the Pleiadian Library.
Yeah, that was filmed a long time ago, or taped. Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. You know, we thought so anyway, but, you know, it's kind of one of the things you either think it's funny or it's stupid, but we did it impromptu totally. All three of those first two, and then that last 5 minutes was just me doing another one, warning people about these anti-radicals, you know, the anti-smoking radicals. Yeah, we were just screwing around. Yeah. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, we were just talking about tobacco and how you can, you know, you smoke a shitload of it and you're not going to get high. None of that false pleasure that other drugs will give you. You're getting all the health effects, but you're not getting any of that fake highness. You know, you can smoke 3 packs of cigarettes and not get a DUI. So we were just hammering that point home, and I don't know what we thought we were being funny or whatever, but yeah. Yeah, we were kind of in a weird state of mind that night. It was from tobacco. Only tobacco, yeah. That's my story, I'm sticking to it. I don't know, how do I exit out of here now? Yeah, fuck. Well, there we go.